All right, y'all. We got life in the jungle here. Tsuyo is in the closet. Keep it in the closet. If you know it, you know it. But yeah, it's a Michael Jackson song. That's one of his theme songs because when I had first adopted him, I used to work with Resource for Iguana Care and Adoption and Iguana Rescue. And I adopted him from there, but I worked with him for a couple years first and built a relationship with him. When I first adopted him and he moved from the rescue to my apartment, he just kept wanting to go in the closet. And he would go in there and have a ball, and I would force him to come out. I'm like, okay, babe, like, I was kind of feeling like a sense of like fear and needing to control, like, why you want to be in the closet? Like, you gotta go in your cage. I just didn't consider, up until he kept going in the closet and wanting to stay in there and not wanting to come out, I hadn't considered just allowing him to do so. And then one day it dawned on me, and this was years ago, but then one day it dawned on me. I'm like, well, why don't you just let him do what he's trying to do and see what's up? So I let him go in the closet, and he stayed in there for almost 2 days. I think I had a cutoff in my mind, probably 3 days, because I didn't want him to go without food and water. I mean, a little bit of fasting is okay, and during breeding season, that's normal for them. Water is super important though, so even if they do go off feed, which is pretty normal, I do try to give them smoothies and give them water. But anyways, so I was like, well, let me just see what he does, and he stayed in there. I left the closet light off, and I left the closet door. It was like a sliding closet, so I left the door open just enough so that he could get out whenever he wanted to. And he was in there for like 2 days, and then when he had his fill, he felt comfortable. He felt like, okay, I got my safe space, I did my thing. He came out, and yeah, but they love closets. They love to sleep in there. So he is in the closet at the moment, and all of this just to show you where he's at. So I'm gonna flip this. So I'm gonna try to play it cool here. Well, hey babe, because the thing is though, they get above. Okay, so let me turn this light on. Hey baby, so they get above. A lot of times the males, when they're at the very top and they get above you, they feel dominant. They also feel safe because they can see everything, and especially when there's corners behind them, they know that there's no predators coming from any of the sides. So they have literally the upper hand being on the top shelf. But it's like this instinct kicks in where they get a little feisty when they're on the top shelf and will charge. So flying lizards is a thing for real. So, I'm not trying to trigger him, but I just wanted to quick show y'all that Tsuyo's on the top shelf. Hi, baby. And he's not used to me taking videos. I want to start taking videos and posting, getting more footage. But like I said in the previous video, I need to go around the home and find spots where I can just set the camera so that he's not sketched out by me talking to a camera and having him on camera, because they can sense when they're being watched. So they're prey animals in the wild. They have a third eye on their forehead, which helps with a lot of different things. One thing that it can do is it can sense shadows. So if a predator is coming over the lens or whatever's in there, well, there's something in there. I'll have to do my research. I'll put it in the captions of the video. But it can sense shadows, and it helps them regulate their circadian rhythms with the sun, the light and the dark. Why was I talking about that? I totally forgot. Really, I forgot, but yeah. So I'm gonna find some spots so that he's not sketched out. And yeah, Tsuyo's on the top shelf. Hi, cutie. You gonna be careful? Mom's gonna come back through without the camera. Alright, I'm gonna cut this.